We had a great turnout up in Harlem this week. Unexpected, honestly. I mean, the outpouring was over the top. I've said it before. Both sides of Broadway were lined up with people, hundreds and hundreds of people, stretching several blocks that had been starting to form hours before his arrival. He didn't get there close to 6:30, and I was there around 2-3, and they were already there, predating me even arriving. And then they filled in the median between the uptown and downtown lanes. They were off to the side streets. I mean, these were very tight shots that we're seeing. You don't really get to see a great sense of the scale of the crowd, the amount of people watching from their windows, from their fire escapes, how far back the crowd goes. So it was honestly a massive success on so many fronts, and it just goes to show that there's a groundswell of real support for President Trump in Manhattan, even in Upper Manhattan, in a very Democrat area, Dominican area, that has actually trended rightward since 2016 for President Trump. These are working class Dominicans that predominantly live in this area, and they're sick of the crime, they're sick of the corruption, and they're honestly looking for a real leader. And that guy is President Donald J. Trump, who spoke to them and who got their attention when he showed up unexpectedly on Tuesday.
We mentioned the other day here on the show, and you and I hadn't chatted about this, that I had kind of just thrown out sort of like, well, if Trump's got to be in town, he should hold mini rallies. I said he should do stuff at Trump Tower. Obviously, you and I have talked before about Madison Square Garden, but has this become a strategy with Trump's team? Did they reach out to you, or was this something really just spur of the moment that sort of came up that day?
Well, we certainly have been pitching a lot of different ideas. This was definitely one of the top ones. Obviously, for people that don't know, this was the Bodega where Jose Alba used to work. He was another victim of Alvin Bragg's, a narco-tyrannical, district attorney's office who, chooses to prosecute law-abiding citizens defending themselves rather than the many criminals that roam the streets of New York with rap sheets going back decades. So this was very symbolic in many ways. But yes, I mean, we pitched this. We insisted it be uptown, and there's many other ideas going through the system right now that we could really take advantage of New York City, which is in many ways a microcosm of the U.S.
So I want to just pin that down for a second. You're telling me that it looks like more of these, call them what you will, mini rallies, micro rallies, are in the works.
Absolutely. I think there's a few that we're working on. I don't want to lean in too much with all the details, but I can assure you a lot of other great potential ideas across the 5 boroughs have been pitched and are being thought on. And I think with the success that we just saw on Tuesday, the massive outpouring of support, the press, the media coverage, everything, I think it goes to show that he's not going to be isolated in New York for the duration of the trial, the 6 to 8 weeks, that the New York City is a microcosm. A lot of the issues that are talked about nationally, whether it's the migrant issue, whether it's crime, corruption, whatever it may be, you can talk to those issues right here in New York City, and one of the largest media market in the country. So I think this is a brilliant way to maneuver around this show trial, this kangaroo court, and take the most advantage of his time here in the city, where it's not being wasted, and new voters can be reached, and messages and sentiments can be expressed to a national audience, even if it is a neighborhood in the upper parts of Manhattan or in Queens or in Brooklyn or wherever it ends up being.